so that being said, our passion, we not only work with schools here in the US, we've worked with schools in different parts of the world, in India, and had some work in South Africa and Puerto Rico and in some other parts. And we're looking forward to not just doing this tonight, but finding ways to continue being of benefit and being of a blessing. So we know that this is Teachers Appreciation Week. So I want to be able to say thank you on behalf of Boundless Global. Thank you so very much for all the effort. And I know you've heard this a gazillion times, so I'll say it a gazillion times in one, that we've entered the new normal because of what's going on. But I'm extremely thankful for all the efforts of our teachers and administrators, not only because it's my heart to be able to come alongside, but also because it is my passion. I'm sorry. Also because I have two kids myself, and me and my wife, we have an 11-year-old and an 8-year-old, and we've had nothing but the most loving attention from the teachers and counselors, who some of them are here in administration, and it really takes a village, and we really appreciate every single piece and every single bit that they have been able to invest in every single one of their lives. So this is our small way of saying thank you so very much for all that you're doing. And we're looking forward to being able to not just doing this, but being able to do so much more, to be able to be of benefit in a way that's beyond that which we can comprehend or know. So there's so much more we're going to do throughout throughout our time together. But without further ado, I'm going to introduce really the meat and potatoes of what's going to be happening tonight. And he's a really good friend. And just to give you, just some ideas concerning who he is, his name is, his name is Dr. Jose Valentino. And we've actually joined forces to be able to say thank you to teachers. Now, Dr. Jose Valentino has a double doctorate, and he not only is someone who is in academia, but he has a heart for teachers himself, and he's a professor himself in doing all of that. So he's an Emmy Award winner, a multi-Latin Grammy nominee. There's so many things I could say about him, such as recording and performing artist, music producer, audio engineer. He's also, and I'm not joshing, this is true. He's an internationally acclaimed multi-instrumentalist, which we'll get to hear today. The man plays flute, saxophone, bass. He'll be beatboxing. I think he'll even break dance in front of us. So it's gonna be fantastic. But he's a composer and educator. Some amazing tidbits that you may not know, but Jose Valentino works for American Idol and X Factor. He's produced 60 albums. He has scored over 30 nationally televised and commercials, and has performed in over 1,100 concerts. He's the CEO and director of the production entertainment company called JV Music Enterprises, and there's a lot more to come. So I'm going to make the introduction so that he can actually spend some time playing. But if you have any questions, we'd like to probably kind of take little breaks in between. And if you come up with a question, and no question is dumb, you could say something. It could be something as simple as, "Hey, what else do you do? How do you manage all of this?" Plus, he's a father. He has a son. You name it. But we've known each other for 15 years. We're very like-minded in our desire to be able to build a meaningful legacy and seeing that continue on. So, but I could keep talking, but without further ado, I'm going to invite Dr. Jose Valentino to turn his camera on, and then I'm going to turn it over to him to be able to address you guys. And listen, there is a whole bunch of food and a whole bunch of different drinks you can have. You just go to your refrigerator and pick them up, okay? This is free buffet, so it's all going to be courtesy of your house. So, Dr. Valentino, it's all up to you, and it's all on you. I'll be monitoring the chat box when he decides to make stops. If you have questions, post them in, and then we'll just have fun tonight. So this is Kickback. We love you and thank you, and this is your night. This is your time. Dr. Valentino, it's all on you now. Oh, you're muted. Let me.
There we go.
There we
You hear
go.
me now?
Yes.
Yeah, just thank you guys so much for attending. Again, this is something that uh, I've been wanting to do from the abundance of my heart and partner up with Danny and Boundless Global. And, so I just really appreciate all this and just the opportunity to be able to invest and to share with you music in a time when we need it. The first song that I'm going to do is an original composition in the style of electronic dance music, but then it has some elements of Middle Eastern tinges that are sort of reflective of my journey as a missionary out in the Middle East. And so I hope you enjoy, and just to think about the fact that we as educators have poured our heart and soul in ensuring the quality of instruction and cultivating their artistic identity, purposes, and roles. What we did throughout these semesters, we gave of ourselves, we gave an offering. And so this composition just for you is called The Offering. And I hope you enjoy it. All right. This next song, I'm going to take you guys to back in Havana, Cuba. And this is from the Buena Vista Social Club. And so it's called El Cuarto Dula, and it's from my first Latin Grammy nominated album. Hope you enjoy. El cuello la cachimba se ha formado la comedera. El cuello la cachimba se ha formado la comedera. Ayer fueron los bomberos con sus campanas, sus sirenas. Ayer fueron los bomberos con sus campanas, sus sirenas. Ay, mamá, ¿qué pasó? Ay, mamá, ¿qué pasó? All right. Are y'all enjoying yourselves out there? Feel free to unmute if you want to do a little clap real quick. This next song is by Alicia Keys. And, you know, during this time of isolation, it makes me really ponder on the fact that, you know, we oftentimes may not take for, we oftentimes take for granted, you know, just the interaction, dialogue that we can have in person. And I think now, during these circumstances, it's become even like a wondrous luxury that we hope to be able to do more often again, especially in the workplace. And so, you know, to be able to see our students once again, give them a hug, you know, a high five. So as I think about my students and my colleagues, I'm reminiscent of this particular song by Alicia Keys called If I Ain't Got You. How many times do we think about that notion right there? If I ain't got you, if I do not have you, just the value of being able to appreciate somebody for who they are, not what they can do. And, you know, I think we've had a lot of time in which we've been able to really think about, you know, the wonder that lies within people and how much we really miss them. And so this song is If I Ain't Got You by Alicia Keys, and I'll be playing tenor saxophone. So.
Hey, Dr. Valentino, this is Danny here. I just was wondering if you could get a bit closer, because.
Oh, sure. Right here. Cool. Is that good?
I mean, you sound much closer now, yes.
Okay, cool, cool. All right. Well, I'm going to take a little break and be able to fellowship with you guys for a second. Are there any questions? Want to share some stuff? How was the end of the semester? How was the end of work? Work never finishes. I understand that, but you know, who's out there who wants to say something?
How did the trip to the Middle East go? Like what countries did you go to, and how did that work? What was your experience there?
Oh, you're muted, Joe. If you could unmute yourself.
Oh, it kind of unmuted or muted naturally. No, I just decided years ago that I wanted to do mission work. And I've always been fascinated with just the amazing cultures of the Middle East, you know, and the flavors of the food and even the way the dialogue is spoken. And so decided to go visit Turkey and, you know, booked a flight over there and got to fellowship with the people and just to learn about who they are. And it's interesting because mission trips, they take on almost like different themes, different identities, and there's a lot of things that you can't control. And so that was one of those trips where I actually learned more. It was a mission trip more for myself to want to discover another culture entirely. And so I felt by having learned that, I can gain and expand on my intercultural perspective so that I can better express my humanity through my instruments, but also relate with people, especially since I'm originally from Tampa, Florida. You know, we have a large Middle Eastern culture population, and I absolutely love the food. And so I just wanted to go there, and I plan to go there again.
That's awesome.
Hey, Dr. Valentino, I was wondering if you could, you know, tell all our audience a little bit about where you're from, and you know, having studied a bit over here, I think it'll be eye-opening for some people to hear about a little bit about your beginnings.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was born in Silver Springs Hospital in Montgomery County, Maryland, but at the age of 7, I moved to Tampa, Florida. So I, from second grade on to 5th grade, I graduated from Tampa Palms Elementary. Then I graduated from Orange Grove Middle Magnet School over there in Ybor City. I did my first 2 years of high school, 9th and 10th grade, at Howard W. Blake. And then I decided that I just wanted to be closer to home and not do the dual bus ride back and forth every day. So I graduated from Freedom High School. Then my flute professor, since I was 8 years old, actually, just a year after I moved to Tampa, she was my neighbor. And she was the flute professor for many years until most recently she became professor emeritus of flute at the University of South Florida, where I ended up doing my undergrad in music theory. So I'm definitely a Tampa boy. And so much so that my wife, she was born and raised in Tampa, and she's generations of family from Tampa as well. And actually, the Ybor City Museum used to be called the Ferlita Bakery. And so she's a Ferlita. So it's like her great cousin. And they were the Italians that helped advance what is known as Ybor City. Then I did my master's in instrumental performance, both classical and jazz, at the University of Miami, and went back to Tampa to do my PhD in music education. While I was there, I actually became the music teacher at Pepin Academies, where I taught ESC students, so special needs. That's where I really got to know my wife, who taught there for 9 years. And my mother-in-law, I call her my mother-in-law, she's an administrator over there. So yeah, I have my roots in Tampa, which initially we said we were going to reach out to Hillsborough County community. And, you know, then we just decided to broaden the reach for this presentation. Also, while I was doing my PhD, I actually ran an after-school music project for at-risk students at King High School, where I worked with my buddy, Dre Graham, who, as you are aware, received the Florida Teacher of the Year this past year. So we go way back, just singing in church and just, you know, collaborating. We're still great buddies. And so, yeah, that's sort of my academic background. But all while I was pursuing education, I always felt this need and burden to just want to learn, expand, grow, and utilize my giftings outside of the academic sector. Because, I mean, as an educator, I think we can all agree, one of the reasons why we teach people is for the enrichment of learning, you know, the enrichment of quality of life. For that simple fact alone, our occupation is meaningful. In addition to that, we also prepare people to be, you know, competent and compassionate citizens. And another reason is simply to prepare them for employability and also to innovate, that spirit of innovation that has long existed in the United States. Our job as educators is to continue that advancement by raising up the next generation. And so, you know, it was the amount of teachers that just supported me all throughout my academic studies, but then also the teachers from the School of Hard Knocks, as they say, where I was gigging all around the community, playing weddings, you know, festivals, corporate events. I mean, I'm talking about like I've been doing that since I was 14 years old, and all around, you know, Tampa and Orlando and the Florida region. And then, you know, as you start building relationships being the currency of the kingdom, you know, other opportunities to be able to reach people and to empower people. And that's what it is today. It's just, it's a gift, but it's also just like a simple reflection of what it is to be able to be free to express your voice despite the circumstances that we're faced. I mean, don't get me wrong, it is very weird that I don't see any of you right now. I'm looking at the emblem of Boundless Global. But, you know, I mean, the intention of all this, of what we're doing today, has long existed in my development as a human being. And so, you know, that led to different opportunities. Many reasons, because I was just willing to ask so many questions and knock on the door for so many people and just ask them to please, like, impart in me, teach me concepts of business, concepts of entrepreneurship, of mission work, of philosophy, music, you know, just all kinds of different topics. And so that passion stirred up so much that, and coupled with the experiences that I've had in my professional trajectory within the music industry and also the television industry. That's where the Emmy Award comes from, and other things that I've done for television. But that I decided to combine both of those, the academic side of things and policy, but also industry, and be able to release people to be professional, creative professionals. And that led me to become a professor. So I was a professor for 3 years at a university in Tennessee. And most recently, now I'm the area coordinator for music business and entrepreneurship at the University of Florida. So I serve as a professor there as well. And we have a couple students that are actually tuned in for that. So that's what I do. And then I balance it with my career as a speaker, as a music producer still. And that's actually very possible to do. And I'm thank God that I'm still active in that because I can work from home. But then also, you know, performance and teaching and a lot of mission work in third world countries. I sort of balance these things, you know, so yeah. Any other questions? I want to hear from y'all. How are you feeling in these times? Share a little bit. Let's see who's here. Does Carrie want to say anything? Carrie Forsyth? How about Yahaira Santiago? Want to say something? Don't be shy, people. Should I do another song? What do you think, Danny? Yeah? All right.
Yeah, let's hear it.
All right. So this next song kind of serves the theme of that sort of a spirit of isolation that a lot of times we're feeling. But I actually don't feel like this because normally when I sing this particular song, it's about my wife. And so this song is sung by a composer who recently passed away and was a huge influence of mine, and just in terms of songwriting. And you will know him. His name is the late Bill Withers, who sang "Ain't No Sunshine," "Just Lean on Me," "Just the Two of Us," and a lot of other amazing songs. And so this is "Ain't No Sunshine." All right, can y'all hear that for a second? We're good?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Cool. Let me go ahead and use the right track for a second. All right. I'm not finding it at the moment, so I'm just gonna improvise. And that's okay. I love improvising. So here we go. And that is Ain't No Sunshine. All right, cool.
Oh yeah.
So now I'm gonna rap for you. And here it is. This is called The Proclamation. Yeah. Maybe I'll put some shades on. Look extra cold. Yeah. Check. Here's the story. Sisters and brothers coming from different mothers on a mission, spread the love to others, changing all the haters to become lovers. Check. See, you can taste this groove all day. The rhythm to the music is an open relay. You gotta go with the flow. Don't think about it. Hey, you go with your instinct, just don't doubt it. Yeah. Let your voice shout. We grow till we fly. That's right. See, creativity, spontaneity, individuality, they bring liberty to your mind. Don't let yourself rewind. See, it's about time when you to shine. Open your eyes to the signs that surround you. Mission, spread love to people around you. Your personality has got to be intoxicating. Push the limit to your dreams and your walls are shaking. Gaze up higher, time to inspire. Bring that fire, gaze up to the Messiah. Let go of the garbage that the world brings. Know yourself, grip. You're capable of all things. Sons and daughters of the Most High King. Your value is more precious than all the diamond rings. So we can dance to the music. We can use it, but don't confuse it. Cause we can lose it and we abuse it. Use the music right. The music is a mirror that reflects light. Improvise solos and calm down. Raining like a shower. Just devour with the power. Anything that don't belong. Here we go. Now here we go. Here we go. Yeah. And this last one is a tune that I wrote called Mi Española Mía. Mi Española Mía. All right. That was Mi Española Maja, flamenco, reflective of my journeys to Spain, just learning about flamenco being the blues music of Spain. And here, I decided that I'm going to do one more for you guys and just kind of end it on this note. This is a poem that I wrote called It's My Promise. And we've done songs about nostalgia. You know, if I ain't got you, ain't no sunshine. The idea of longing to see our students again as educators, or, you know, just the people that we are ministering to on a daily basis. I've talked to you about the original song, The Offering, which is reflective of the service that we give to one another. I've done a song that sort of reflects and represents my love for Latino culture, being Puerto Rican myself. And I did that with Cuarto Dula and Temporal, two medleys, one from Cuba, one from Puerto Rico. And you know, and then I just give you ideas of intercultural expression and also intergenerational expression, mixing America's music, true art form of jazz, but also with hip hop and words of empowerment. But I think this would be fitting to close with a message of hope, a message of promise. And this original composition originally started as a poem called It's My Promise, and then I decided to add bass to the song. So I hope you enjoy this. Thinking of this world today. Oh, how there's so much I want to say. Things are changing every single day, but I gotta press on and carry on my way. Yeah, people question what the future holds, not daring to witness the dreams unfold. And time passes from young to old, and who can tell me a friendship's not gold? Got to remember, love is who we design. We sacrifice ourselves to lift the other higher. So believe in one's potential and let them know you care. See, life isn't fair, but is there someone there? You gaze up at the sky, put your hands up into the air. It's okay to cry, release your heart into the air. When you wonder why, release your voice into the air. It's the man upstairs says, I'll be there. It's my promise. Now I can see now what I'm called to do. Like night and day, it's so clear and so true. Sing songs and hopes to inspire you to feel rejuvenated and renewed. Future is as bright as the sunlight, and I know you're gonna turn your arms around. You'll bring clarity, vision, and sight to the ones who cannot see through the darkness in the night. Got to remember, love is what we desire. We sacrifice ourselves to lift the other higher. So believe in one's potential and let them know you care. See, life isn't fair, but is there someone there? Your gaze up at the sky, your hands up into the air. It's okay to cry, release your heart into the air. When you wonder why, release your voice into the air. 'Cause the man upstairs says, I'll be there. It's my promise. It's my promise. Got to remember, love is what we desire. We sacrifice ourselves to lift the other higher. So believe in one's potential and let them know you care. See, life isn't fair, but is there someone there? Your gaze up at the sky, put your hands up into the air. It's okay to cry, release your heart into the air. When you wonder why, release your voice into the air. Cause the man upstairs says I'll be there. It's my Thank you so much. Thank you so much for allowing me to impart today and just share some love with you all. Yeah. So hopefully you enjoyed. Any comments, any questions about anything? I'm all about dialoguing. Thank you so much. Wonderful example of musically expressing oneself. Oh, appreciate it. Thank you, Holly. All right. Thank you, Gabriel. Danny, take it away.
Thank you so much, Dr. Valentino, and we really greatly appreciate your time. As I mentioned earlier, one of the things I want to be able to say is that you know, he definitely has earned his PhD. Um, one of the additional things that I'd like to add concerning this wonderful man is that you know, with all the excellence that he brings to the table, he is one of the most no doubt one of the most approachable guys that you'll meet. So he has the ultimate combination of excellence and creativity, but also, and you know, just if I were to enumerate the amounts of things that he's done out of his own heart to be able to bless others and give, um, they probably would be quite a bit numerous. So um, I just want to take a moment to thank you, Dr. Valentino, for the time, because I know this is not just something that you're doing for the sake of doing it. It's something that is that you mean from the bottom of your heart, because you believe in education and you believe in the hard work that the educators put in. And um, I think it'd be fair to say, as Boundless Global, and I think it'd be fair to say that I'd be also echoing the sentiments of Dr. Valentino, that uh, we really thank each and every one of you for all the efforts that you put in and day out. You know, as people that are involved in some way, shape, or form looking at education, it's it's definitely not as easy as it looks. You all put hours you don't get paid for. I mean, I'm talking about countless hours. I think everybody has a friend that is involved in some form of teaching, and I think the common thread of when talking to a teacher is all the work that they have to do when they get home, because the hours in the day in the school system are not enough. So you're not just people who are communicating information, but then you're also having to deal with the hearts and minds that are being developed, and so many emotional things that go on in there that go way beyond. So this little bit that we're offering, it, you know, is our way of saying thank you so much. I mean, this is just a minuscule bit saying that we believe in you, and you know, we stand by you. I speak as a parent as well now, that I'm as a parent, I'm extremely thankful for every single effort you make. I know my kids are all the richer, you know, for many of you who are here, and I love you all so very much. Miss Antiquino, who I see here, I love you so dearly. You know, I see all she puts in. Dr. Magadich, and so many of the others that are here, that have come in and come out and whatnot. Thank you so very much. So we're hoping that this is not the last, and we're hoping that there are ways where we can probably even dream up ideas where we could probably have presentations, with Dr. Valentino, where he can do workshops and, and bring excellence to our schools in Hillsborough County, to be able to, inspire the next generation to see that, what, if you put in the effort, then your voice, can make an impact through music. So those are things that we're hoping to see, invest in the gift of Dr. Valentino, but also see it, all throughout Hillsborough County. I'm very thankful also for the Department of Education that has asked that this be recorded. So I'm going to be making this available to Miss Mary Lou Whaley and the superintendent. And for those of you that were here, you didn't get the, you got to see it live. So you'll get the recording too. We're extremely thankful, and for sure we're looking forward to seeing this not be the last time, but be the first of many possibilities that can be explored to be able to build a meaningful legacy for the next generation. So thank you so much. Like I said, help yourself to any of the food you have in your refrigerator. Help yourself to that's out there, or the drinks, whatever it is that you have there. Um, if you go to the refrigerator and somebody tries to stop you, tell them no. I mean, the guy over there in Boundless said, I could eat anything I want. I could drink anything I want that's in there. So go ahead. It's on Boundless, and it's on Dr. Valentino's tab, and have as much food and as much juice or whatever water you like. So anyways, we love you all so very much, and thank you. And if there's, Dr. Valentino has one more thing to add, so I almost missed
Yeah,
it.
I just wanted to piggyback on what you were saying, Danny. I really, really appreciate the comments and the love that I've received with this particular presentation. Just getting the wonderful feedback. And again, I mean, you are the first to experience something of this nature that we're doing. And, hope that it's not the last, but maybe the beginning. And, the work that you have put in, especially during the transition to online in the midst of a global pandemic, is absolutely extraordinary. And trust me, if anybody understands, it's me, because I'm in charge of an entire program. And I've been developing curriculum, writing syllabi, doing all kinds of assessments, and just all those hours that extra beyond that we don't get paid for as teachers. So I totally understand it. Just looking forward to be able to share with you guys further and to discuss ways that we can actually build upon the innate creativity and the potential that we have, so that we can do something extraordinary and just do wondrous things within our respective vocations. And thank you, Danny, also for just allowing me to play, because while I do music business and entrepreneurship at the University of Florida, that's not what I teach. This is not what I teach playing. I teach innovation and entrepreneurship as a creative professional, and that's what I cultivate among the students. And so looking forward to just finding ways that we can intersect and really inspire the next generation. And so it was very key and integral for the people that are here to be here, and we want to continue these relationships, not make it a one-timer. So thank you once again, everybody.
Absolutely. I could not agree more. And I actually want to thank also my dear friend, Jonathan Manuel, who's all the way from Africa here as well. And we have believe it or not, we're going to be taking something very similar to this over to South Africa, where we're going to be taking it to teachers out there and doing workshops too, and coming up with some really cool, special things out there. So we're very excited. And we're hoping we can do more of this with Hillsborough County and your wonderful schools as well. So dream it up. So without further ado, I know you can't wait to run to your what do you call it? I want to be able to encourage you to go ahead and run to your refrigerators and do what you got to do. And we'll be in touch. But thank you so very much for your time. And I guess we love you, teachers, and we look forward to staying in touch. Thank you for your time.
All right. Thank you so much, everybody.